Hello and welcome to Breakfast All Day. I'm Matt. Christy and Alonso are also here. They have watched First Cow. I haven't, so they'll tell you about it while I go and do cool shit.
Okay.
Where you going, Matt? Stay with us. Hang out. What do you have to do?
He's got cool shit to do, Christy.
I have cool shit to do.
Cool shit.
We are cool shit. Oh, wow.
Oh, well, okay then.
Those of you listening to the podcast can't see, he has replaced his actual camera with a picture of himself.
Yeah.
It's so lifelike. Okay.
It is. It's eerie. So this is the last movie I saw in a movie theater before the present crisis began. It's the latest film from the great Kelly Reichardt. And this is another Oregon-based Western, which is certainly one of the things of her wheelhouse. John Magaro stars as Cookie, a guy who had been part of a wagon train or a traveling group, and he was their cook. But now he's decided to settle down in a mining town in Oregon that's just getting started. He winds up befriending Orion Lee, playing King Lou. And the first cow arrives in the territory, and it is owned by a rich guy played by Toby Jones. And John Magaro figures out that, or Cookie figures out that if they can sneak in the middle of the night and get the milk from the cow, that they can go into business making like drop biscuits, basically.
They're oily cakes is what they're called.
Oily cakes, yes,
right?
thank you.
They're kind of like a precursor to the cronut.
Sort of, yeah, but they're basically a drop biscuit. It's a pan biscuit, and they become very popular, and they start making some money, and things are looking on the up and up. Of course, Toby Jones has other agendas involved with his cow and its milk, and is trying to figure out why it's not yielding as much as it should. And in the same way that Meek's Cutoff was a Western about people trying to make their way through the frontier, but it was really about George Bush and the Iraq War. This is a movie about how the resources that we all need to live are more and more being concentrated in the hands of very few wealthy and powerful people who don't really give a shit if the people in general have access to them. This is a beautifully made film. The two lead performances are extraordinary. Magaro and Lee are just like so great together, and they, in the typically sort of minimal dialogue way of a Kelly Reichardt movie, they become such fascinating characters and such a fascinating friendship. And there's a really vivid sense of place in this film. It never feels like the backlot frontier. There's a real earthiness, and you can smell the smoke and you can feel the mud. I just think this is one of the best movies of the year. I really loved it.
I agree, and it'll be on my top 10 list, whatever that means in this bizarre year.
Yeah.
This actually came out theatrically briefly.
Yes.
The weekend of March 6th.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so revisiting this film is such a weird little time capsule because it feels like forever ago and also the blink of an eye. So this is a movie that had a really brief and minimal theatrical run that the A24 then pulled it and is re-releasing it now through
the idea was they were gonna hold it until theaters reopened again, and I think finally they were like, well, let's just make it.
It's not going to happen, and I think that's unfortunate that is the case with so many movies, because this is a film that really needs to be seen.
Yeah.
It needs to be seen on the big screen. You need to experience the subtlety of the sound design. As you said, there's so much detail that makes this place feel so rich and real and lived in. And I don't know how much that translates on TV, no matter how big a TV you have. But you mentioned this is about, it's a fable about haves and have-nots. I also think it's about startup culture. I think it's about,
yes.
it's as her films do so beautifully so often. It operates on a couple different levels. It's very rich in period detail, and it's really transporting, but also it's about something that's happening now. And so these two guys, they've got an idea for a startup, and they're doing whatever they have to do to make it work.
Right.
And maybe they have to bend a few of the rules and break a few of the laws to do it. And it's reckless and it's risky, but it's exciting and it's for the greater good. So it felt to me like that too. This reminded me a great deal of Kelly Reichardt's old joy. God, the gardeners are here. Hang on one second. Keep talking. But this is like old joy too, because it's about two good friends in the middle of nowhere. Hold on.
Sure. No, it definitely falls into the male bonding category.
Good
But
news, I'm back.
I think I think Christy's right. It's absolutely about startup culture, and it's about sort of the kind of thing that we once sort of thought of as the American dream, which is that, like, if you have an idea, if you have, if you can sort of scrape together this idea and the hard work and the labor to put behind it, that you can achieve something and you can build something.
So
and
sometimes we record earlier in the day. Today we were recording later in the day. So the gardeners are here. Sorry. So go ahead, Alonso.
Anyway,
please.
no, I was just saying that there is that sense what you were saying about startup culture, that this is what we used to think of as the American dream, was that if you had an idea and you put the work behind it, that you could make things happen. And here we see the roadblocks that ultimately the rich and powerful will throw in the way of people. I mean, yes, are they stealing milk that doesn't belong to them? Sure, they are. Is the Toby Jones character someone who has it coming for various reasons? Yes, he is.
I love her camera work here too, and the way she will infer things about her character. She will tell a little story within a scene just through camera movement. And so you'll follow a pair of boots and what that pair of boots means symbolically. Or there's a great scene where it's like there's a few different rooms and you can see through the doorways to what is happening in the living room in the far part of the background of the shot. And she'll just move the camera a little bit to the left and then move the camera a little bit to the right. And it is a whole development occurs in the space of that subtle but very specific and precise camera movement. Yeah. And I love that about her, is that she lays the groundwork, right? But doesn't hold our hand,
right,
to make us learn something. It's like, if we pay attention, if we're with her for
absolutely,
the ride,
she's the least showy of auteurs, but I think you're right that she's able to convey so much with the smallest of sort of directorial gestures. And I think she's really great working with actors as well. But yeah, she always knows where to put the camera, and she always knows how to take us places if we're willing to just pay attention and be at her pacing. She co-wrote the film with Jonathan Raymond, who wrote the novel that this is based on. But this is very much of a piece, like I said, with the kind of films that she's made, the kind of stories that she's been telling.
I don't know if you said this already or not, but I love the way Cookie talks to the cow. I love the quiet moments in the dark with the stool and just the affection. There's a reverence.
He's very gentle
for this cow. It's not like pillaging and looting with the cow. There's like a kindness, and in a way that the cow's own owner does not afford her.
Oh yeah, no, he's a cow whisperer. Let's face it.
They're the folks that Orion Lee is traveling, or I'm sorry, the Cookie's traveling with, rather. They are fur trappers.
That's it. Okay.
They are fur trappers, and this is like one of the this is an early town that's being developed here in Oregon. So, I loved it so much, and I do hope that at some point down the road, when things get normal, as we enter whatever award season might be, that there's an opportunity to see it on a big screen again, because it's so gorgeous. Yeah,
I mean, I would say in the meantime, if streaming is obviously the only choice, then by all means stream it. But yeah, I do look forward to getting to see it again projected, because it really is gorgeous, and it's really enveloping in a lot of ways. So yeah, it's a wonderful movie. Do absolutely check it out. I said 9.5.
I'm saying 9.8, so our number is a 9.7. This will be on my top 10 list, whatever that means.
Yeah, it's. I would be shocked if it wasn't on mine, because it's a terrific film. So thank you so much for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out our social media presence, Be Fast All Day on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. Fun exclusive content for our members, including this week a review of the late Joel Schumacher's Flatliners that was voted on by our members, and only our members will get to see it. So if you aren't, become one. Patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. Thanks for watching. See you later.
Thanks, guys. Have a good week. Bye.